If you're going on a date this week, here are a few things that you could talk about. Welcome back to If You're Going on a Date This Week, where I talk about everything going on in terms of music, movies, TV shows, pop culture, entertainment, sports, media, really anything going on in the world that you could talk about on your date. Those are the parameters for what I will talk about. There actually was a ton of shit that happened from Friday to Sunday. I do this every Monday and Thursday to keep you up to date, abreast on what's going on, so that if you're going on a date or if you have something you're going to with friends, with coworkers, with your family, with literally whoever, you are up to date. You walk into the room knowing what's going on in the world, and it's never that serious. It's never that fun. It's always something like lighthearted that you could talk about or bring up. And these are just good conversation starters. These are things that you can talk about literally in any conversation, and they're just good things to know, or they're just like dumb things to know. And now you will leave this episode being like, well, now I know a lot of random shit. I try to make them like 20-ish minutes so you can listen to them on the way to work, on the way to a date, like really whenever. Easy, bite-sized, pocket-sized, that's not a phrase, podcast episodes you can watch on YouTube at Guy Set, which is my other podcast that I do every single Tuesday, where I answer the questions that guys are asking. They just live on the same channel because I didn't want to make two YouTube channels, but it lives on a separate audio feed. You obviously found this somewhere, so thanks for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And let's get into it. The first story is that the roast of Kevin Hart happened last night. On Netflix, it was like a live roast hosted by Shane Gillis. There was some pretty notable people there. Chelsea Handler, Roast Master General Jeff Ross, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Tiana Taylor. Kevin Hart, of course, was being roasted, so he was obviously there. Pete Davidson. I watched, like, Draymond Green was, like, heavily roasted throughout it. I watched about, like, an hour and a half of it. It was so funny, but like I seriously could never imagine putting myself in that place. Like, you could not pay. Actually, there probably is an amount you could pay me, and that's probably why they all do it. But like, I was gonna say, you could not pay me to do a roast. Like, they pick apart everything, every like insecurity you have about yourself, or even insecurities that you didn't even know you had about yourself. Like, they find these horrible things to say about you, like Pete Davidson's dad in 9/11, like the most like under the belt, like under the balls, like craziest shit that you can imagine. Nothing is off limits for these people. I do not know why Kevin Hart signed up to do this, but it was hysterical. There was nothing like so horrible said about Kevin Hart. There was a lot of like obviously short jokes. There was a lot of like jokes about his movies being terrible. Like, there were the classics, like the things that he's always subject to. Nothing that was like too, I don't know, a lot of like that he's not like a present father or that he's like a bad husband, but like nothing so horrible. Actually, yeah, I don't know. You literally could not pay me enough money to be in that roast unless it was like in the double millions, you know? Obviously, everybody has a price. But like Chelsea Handler got like absolutely roasted. Her roast also, Chelsea Handler's roast was so funny. She got up there and crushed. She killed, as the comics say, as I say, because I'm, of course, in the rankings of the greats. Shane Gillis was also a really great host. I feel like he was the perfect pick for this. I want to know what everybody was paid. Like, I want to know what this payday was to be called all of these insane names. Like, and also the jokes are like intricately put together. Like, they're not just like you're fat or you're ugly or you're stupid, like, which it definitely was. That was in there, but like, they are these just like well put together, intricately timed jokes that will ruin you. Like, it is so crazy, these roasts. And I will always tune in. Like, I think there is always something. I'm like, I wasn't going to watch this one. And then I saw some clips and I was like, oh, I need to watch. Like, I need to know exactly what happened in this. And it was crazy. So the roast of Kevin Hart happened last night. It's on Netflix. You can watch it anytime. Now, they're not paying me for this. I don't know why I'm like promoting it, but it was really funny. The other night, Saturday Night Live was hosted by Matt Damon, and the musical guest was Noah Kahan. Noah Kahan sang The Great Divide and Doors, and I thought he was really, really great on SNL. I think it's notoriously one of the hardest stages to sing live on. You literally have one take. Like, I feel like when you're in a concert, if you mess up, if you forget a lyric, you like cough, you have a voice crack, like you can just like joke about it and move on. Like, of course, I'm sure it'll go viral online or whatever, but like you can make it up the rest of the concert. You literally have 2 songs. You were preparing all week for these 2 songs. At one point, I saw him like take his earpiece out, which means like the sound was interfering with something and like something was going wrong, which we've seen a lot of times, like Alex Warren at the Grammys, like the sound didn't work with his singing. Like there's so many opportunities for technical difficulties when you're singing in a live show. And I feel like anybody that has a great performance, like really should be rewarded for that or like talked about highly for that, because I just think it's so hard to get it right, and I feel like he did an amazing job with those 2 songs. So shout out to Noah Kahan for absolutely killing it. I thought those songs I thought they were great choices. I think Doors is one of the best, if not the best song on the album. It's one of my favorite songs I think I've ever heard, so I'm really happy he did that. I actually predicted he would do that. I was hoping he would, and I was like, I think I'll sing Doors. Like, it was the song that I think took off most when the album came out outside of the singles and skyrocketed to number 1. He also is spending the second week on the Hot 100 Billboard charts as number 1. So I'm really happy he did Doors, and I'm happy that song is getting more attention and more people will find it and listen to it, even though it seems like everybody has also found this song. I just think it's amazing, and I think everybody should hear it. Matt Damon was also a really good host. I thought the episode was okay. Like, I thought the episode was kind of lackluster, to be honest with you. There were like 3 skits that were great. Weekend Update was so funny. There's a guy named Jeremy Coltrane, I think, Coltrane or something like that, who does a Tucker Carlson impression that is so funny. There's also a girl named Jane Wickline who did like a song about being late, which I think she's kind of like hit or miss. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's like kind of falls flat. I think this one was a hit. I thought Michael Che and Colin Jost like kind of went back to the basics, like of just funny jokes. They were really great. Weekend Update was amazing. And the rest of the episode was good, not great. And I just feel like some weeks are absolute hit for SNL and others are a total miss. And this one kind of fell somewhere in the middle, closer to miss, I would say, unfortunately. I just feel like it's week to week dependent. I'll always be tuning into SNL. I always find that some skits are really funny. I love the concept of the show. It's run for 51 years. Like, obviously, it's successful for a reason. Next week is the season finale. I think it's Will Ferrell hosting. Will Ferrell, not Ferrell, wow. Will Ferrell is hosting. You know when you say a word too many times and you're like, how do you pronounce that? Will Ferrell is hosting, and I believe the musical guest is, actually, I don't know. Let me look. Will Ferrell, he's so funny. He's also one of the best of the best. Hold on. Will Ferrell hosting. You know how I'm saying it sometimes, like it sounds wrong. Hosting SNL. Oh my God. Get this. I can't type with my left hand. I should just hold the microphone with my left hand. He's hosting May 16th with Paul McCartney. Whoa. Okay, Paul. One of the, if not, I think he's the only living Beatle left. I could Google that too, but like I'm going to just go with it. I think he's the last Beatle standing. Paul, I don't know why I said that. Paul McCartney, musical guest. I feel like that's great. That's a sick combo. May 16th is the finale. Wow. Okay. That year flew by. That's so crazy. The final episode of SNL, May 16th, Will Ferrell and Paul McCartney. The next story is that the Knicks beat the Sixers last night in a 4-0 sweep. Sad, very sad. I'm a Sixers fan, and it was just ugly, like a real ugly fucking mess. They will play the winner of the Detroit Pistons and the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have their game 4 tonight. The Pistons lead 2-1. So that's just like basketball playoffs, NBA playoffs to keep you up to date there. Charli XCX dropped a new song called Rock Music to an absolute smattering of like reviews. Some saying it's great, some saying it's absolutely horrible. I think it's good, honestly. Like, I think it's fun. I think that she continues to like reinvent her sound and change the way that she makes music and what she puts out. And I just think like she's just doing things differently and kind of just throwing shit at the wall and being like, this is what I like right now. You can either like it or not. And people are like, what is happening? So that's that. Also, speaking of like live performances about SNL, Zara Larsson was on the Today Show in like their morning concert series. I think she was the first one of their summer concert series. And there were so many viral videos of her during the dress rehearsal, which I've been to the Today Show for these summer concert series before. I saw like Carrie Underwood one time. I've seen a couple of them. I believe I saw like Maroon 5 one time. And the dress rehearsal is at like 4:30 a.m. Like I think it's at 5 a.m. And she looked so tired the entire time. And the videos are so funny because she's being like lifted in the air and she's like, it's a midnight sun, and she's like twerking, but it's like a very tired looking twerk. She's just like, obviously you're exhausted during that time, but these videos never go viral. I'm just assuming because she's having like a massively viral moment that everybody posted these videos, and it is hysterical. Like seeing her during this 5 a.m. dress rehearsal look exhausted, and then like 2 hours later like put on this like tiny little bikini outfit and then like do the whole thing again. Of course, only the dress rehearsal ones went viral, but it is so funny. And she responded being like, damn, she looks tired as fuck. It was just really funny. The whole thing, that whole like dress rehearsal was hysterical. The next story is that Taylor and Travis were in London this past weekend. They were meeting with a videographer. Some people think it was their wedding videographer, who's also done a lot of Taylor's music videos. I don't know her name, so I'm not going to try and butcher it. They also saw Sadie Sink's play Romeo and Juliet while they were there. Sadie Sink is one of the she's going to go down. Well, I can't speak. Going to go down as one of, I think, the best actresses of our generation. And you can quote me on that. I think she is so talented. She was Max from Stranger Things, if you have no idea who I'm talking about, the redhead in Stranger Things. I saw her on Broadway in the show John Proctor is the Villain. And I feel like doing a play, like doing a live show 7-8 times a week is one of the hardest, tallest tasks that you can have an actor do. And she puts on this like incredibly emotional, vulnerable, like I don't even know how she recovers after the show. Like I don't know how you separate the performance from your real life, like those emotions from your real emotions. I don't know how you don't fall into like a deep, dark funk or a depression after like being in a play where you are just sad and crying and like bawling your eyes out every night. I feel like it's such a hard thing to do. And the performance that she put on, I actually got to see it twice. She was so amazing in John Proctor as the Villain. I believe she's also going to star in the movie of it. So she's in Romeo and Juliet right now in London with the guy Noah Jupe, who was also in A Quiet Place like from a while ago. They're also filming A Quiet Place 3. That's another side note. They just started filming A Quiet Place 3. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt. It's the third installment, the third and final. They started filming it in Chinatown in New York City. Maybe I'll go like see if I can watch some of it happening. The scenes look insane from what I've seen on TikTok. I saw the first one. I never saw the second one, but apparently it was also great. The first one was really good. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. I'm looking for a movie. Oh, I'm probably going to watch Remarkably Bright Creatures on Netflix. That's a new movie with Sally Field and, oh God, what's his name? He's dating Kaya Gerber, who's Cindy Crawford's daughter. God, she's beautiful. What's his name? Oh my God, Lewis Pullman, who played Sentry in Thunderbolts. It's a new movie about like an octopus and I don't know. My mom said it was amazing. And she said it's in her category of like her movies. And I feel like that's a good category, like mom movies, like the movies that mom loves. I think that needs to be a category of movie, and like it should be a well-respected, highly regarded category, because moms, like, they have a very specific type of movie that they love. Like, it's a very heartfelt movie. You're probably going to cry. It's a tearjerker. Like, it's going to have a message about like family and hope and life, and it's going to be life affirming, and it's going to be great. Like, you just have to know that the movies that moms love are great movies. And I think Remarkably Bright Creatures fits very perfectly into that category. I'm probably going to watch that tonight, actually. I'm really excited to watch that. That just came out on Netflix too this past weekend. I started reading the book, but I never got past like page like 45, not because it was a bad book, just because like I didn't read. And then also The Sheep Detectives is another movie that just came out with Nicholas Braun, Hugh Jackman. It's like a PG movie, but it's getting like insane praise for being also one of these like the perfect category, like movies that moms love. like life-affirming, just like tearjerker, sad but happy type movies. And it looks like this like really silly, stupid movie about like sheeps like solving a murder or something. But apparently it's great. Like it has like a 98% of Rotten Tomatoes. I want to see it. I honestly want to go see it. I'll probably wait till it comes out on streaming, but like who knows? If I'm bored one night this week, maybe I'll go see The Cheap Detectives. Wow, totally thrown on a tangent. Anyway, Taylor and Travis, Travis? Do they have a celebrity nickname? I don't know. They went to see Sadie Sink in London. Sadie was also in the All Too Well 10-minute version, the 10-minute music video that Taylor Swift directed a few years ago. So they've obviously stayed friends, or at least like coworkers. I'd love to see Sadie Sink and Taylor Swift work together again. I feel like that was just like the meeting of the minds. I think they were the two perfect people to work together. Sadie, again, I think is an incredible actress, and I can't wait to see what she goes on to do. Maybe they'll make another movie together. That would be so sick. The next story is that Dua Lipa sued Samsung for $15 million for using her image to sell their TVs without her consent. Pop off, Dua Lipa. Get your bag. I'm sure she'll get a lot of money from Samsung. Like, they're a huge company. Not a great look for Samsung, but like, see you in court, said Dua Lipa. The next story, another in more legal news, Taylor Swift's attorney blasts performers show. Okay, this is kind of a confusing story. So instead of me reading the headline, I'll just explain it to you. This girl sued Taylor Swift for infringing on a trademark for Life of a Showgirl, her last album name. The lawyers came back out and said it was like an absurd, tacky, stupid fucking lawsuit. And I don't think this girl is going to win anything. I think this is just like her trying to get press for her album. It's truly an insane, really like lunatic thing for somebody to do, to like go out and just like sue Taylor Swift. I feel like she's gonna end up being embroiled in so many legal fees. It's gonna take so much time and effort and energy from her side, and like she's gonna lose because I don't think there's any grounds for her to stand on. But she was sued, so Taylor Swift's lawyers had to respond. Just truly like an insane story and saga that like I will be following because I find these legal disputes kind of fascinating, and I just want to see like this person just like crumble because like what a stupid thing to do. Like why? And then throughout the entire album, like she was using Taylor Swift's songs to promote her own songs. So how can you then sue the person for infringing on your trademark when you're using their shit to promote your shit? Like, huh? I don't know. Really stupid, but that's happening. The next story is that Savannah Guthrie is hosting a new Wordle game show with Jimmy Fallon. Wordle. I think I said that funny. I was like, Wordle. I got to do the Wordle today still. Stephen Colbert is nearing his last few weeks of the show, which is so sad. I feel like he's one of the best late night shows. He's been on for 10 years. I think he's done an amazing job. His interviews are some of my favorites. He gets such great guests. I just think he is so good at what he does, and I'm really sad to see his show ending. I'm sure he'll go on to do great things. I think he's already writing like a Lord of the Rings movie or something. I just feel like this is like the dream for any comic or any real like celebrity in his lane, and to see it come to an end is really sad, and I wish it was on his own terms. The whole way it ended and that whole saga was just really shitty and sucks and makes me really angry. And his last show is May 21st, so I will be tuning in. I'm excited to see who his last guests are. That like in these next 2 weeks, I feel like I'll be watching closely to see who comes on to support him. And I know tonight, I think Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Kimmel, and the other one, the British one, Jon Stewart. I think no, the other one, the guy with the glasses. They're all going to be on tonight, which is really fun. I love when they all come together like that. So his show ends May 21st, Thursday, May 21st, next week. So I'll be keeping you up to date on what's happening there. What else? Jake Shane was slammed online by Variety for his interview question with Casey Musgraves. I really hate these types of stories where like one question or one specific line gets taken out of context from like an hour and a half conversation that somebody has and is like, this question is so stupid, this question is so dumb, like they're a bad interviewer, like this is really... Jake Shane has come on record and said like he is not a journalist. He is not trying to be a journalist. It is just a show for his guests to come on and hang, and for fans to get to know them on like a more casual, chill level like that. Like they are hanging out with them. It is not supposed to be like an intellectual, like life-changing show where he asks questions about what they think their purpose is and what their meaning is, and like maybe they do get there one time or another, but like he asked this question about like what a line in her song means, and on the surface like it's a very understandable line, but I think in the context of the conversation, like it probably meant something more. And to take this out of context and be like he's a bad interviewer, and then for everybody to hop on that train of like hate and be like he fucking sucks at what he does, like he doesn't deserve to be in the position. It just, I hate that like line and school of thought that that happens so often now, where one line gets taken out of an interview and like that is the only story from this. Like it was such a massive accomplishment for him to have Casey Musgraves on the podcast, and then for like that line to get taken out and like that be the defining thing from the interview must really fucking suck. And I guess it's something you have to get used to when you're in that industry, or when you're doing something like this where you're, I don't know, talking for a living or interviewing people for a living. Like, I guess you just have to get used to stuff getting taken out of context, and like your interviews being defined by one line like that. It still doesn't take away from the fact that it fucking sucks, and like takes away from like a huge career milestone and accomplishment. So that's happening. And you know, just haters gonna hate. What else? I think that's it. I think those are the stories. As we always do, I'm going to check Twitter and see what else is happening, see if there's anything. Oh, James Charles is facing backlash online for talking about these laid-off Spirit workers. Like, it's not a good look for James Charles. I feel like every once in a while he hops online and, like, just says some really stupid shit and gets canceled for it, and then he always seems to come back. Like, you can't keep James Charles down for too long. What else? Let's just see if there's anything else. Euphoria season 3 finale is going to have a record-breaking 93-minute long runtime. I kind of stopped watching. Like, I do think I need to finish it because I've committed this long, but like I haven't watched the past couple episodes, and I don't know if I need to. What else? Is there anything else that I need to tell you about? No, I think that's it. I think those are the stories. Thanks so much for tuning in to If You're Going on a Date This Week. If you are going on a date this week, I hope you have a great date. It's a great week to go on a date. The weather should be nice, at least in New York where I am. It's going to look really nice this week, so I hope you get outside, have some drinks, have some fun, go do everything you want to do, and I will see you again on Thursday for the next episode of If You're Going on a Date This Week. If you want to check out my other podcast, Guy Set, it comes out every Tuesday. Also on the same channel on YouTube at Guy Set, but also in a separate audio feed at Guy Set. Anywhere, not at Guy Set, GUISET, anywhere you find podcasts or anywhere you listen. You can follow me on Instagram at Guy Set Podcast, GUISET That was impressive work. Well done. Let's go. And thanks so much for listening, and I will see you guys on Thursday. See ya.